Hey guys, we're here at Michael's. We're getting some stuff for our next crafting project, and so far we were looking for some solid rings so we can make some wall decor. We were looking for 12 inch, but all I see is a 7 inch, and I'll show you. Anyway, we got 7 inch and 3 inch. And that's what I could find so far. I'm looking for 12-inch rings to make large pieces with. So we'll see if we can find some. I'll take you to the beads section. We'll get some beads for this project. And if we can't find the larger ones, we'll do something with the 7-inch. Maybe string a couple together. Alright, we'll see you in a bit. Well, I found them, but they only sell them in singles. What I was looking at was a pack of them for a bit cheaper. But I'll buy a couple singles so we can get started on this project. So here we go. Alright guys, some of the items I'll be using today is a 10-inch ring. Ended up using 4 strands of red chip beads, or 4 packs of red chip beads, and a pack of Czech white glass beads. Let's go ahead and call those the white ice beads. The tools I'll be using are wire cutters, a pair of flat nose pliers, and a pair of round nose pliers. Why do they call it a pair when there's only one? So it's one round nose plier and one flat nose plier. And the wire I'll be using is 24 gauge silver crafting wire. We'll start by taking our 10-inch ring. Alright, so the first length of wire I cut on the 24-inch crafting wire was 30 inches. After measuring it out with the actual ring, I didn't feel comfortable enough only having 30 inches, so I went to 3 feet, 36-inch length. Measured it out again, and I wanted to add a few more inches just to be safe so I wouldn't run out of wire in the middle of my project. I'll also be using some cool, refreshing Aquafina water. This channel is not a paid sponsor of the Aquafina bottling company. Starting with the first wire, I'll fold it in half, making 2 equal lengths. I'll slip it around the bottom of the ring, what I consider my bottom, and I'll do 5 full wraps. I'll pinch it together and make it nice and tight around the ring. Then pull the 2 ends together and give it a good 3 to 5 twists. The first wire I cut at 30 inches and it came up too short. So I cut actually half at 36 inches, and then I decided I wanted a couple more inches on it, so I cut the last 8 strands at 38 inches. This is after the first 3 strands are on. And this is after 8 strands. Like magic! This looks to be like about 12 or more strands. Okay, at this point now I'm starting to separate them. I'll take like 2 to 3 bunches and start twisting those together, and I'll go down the line until all 14 or 18 strands are put together. I started out with the first 2 and gave it a good 3 to 5 twists. My fingers were getting really sore, so this is where I start using a glove. And I'll move on down the line until it's all complete. Now that we got the root aspect completed, we're going to move on and start twisting the roots together to start to create the base of the tree trunk. We got our roots formed and we're starting on the base of the tree. I twisted up the base of the tree until I hit the first section of branches I wanted. Basically, throughout this whole process, you're going to just have to decide how you want your tree to look, and no way is the wrong way. So whenever you see a part of the tree that you want to start your limbs on, start it there. You can always do it differently the next time you make a tree. But I've noticed that just when I start creating something, I just go by how I feel at the moment. And if I want a branch there, I'll put a branch there, and I'll just start twisting the wires, and this is what it comes out to look like. And basically, your beads and how many you need depends on how close you twist the branches to the circle, the ring. The shorter the limbs, the more beads. The longer the limbs, the less beads. The longer the limbs, the less beads you need. So you'll see when I start stringing the beads, I go all the way up to the ring, and then I do a wrap 5 times around the ring, making sure I keep it uber tight. I got this far in my project and I ran out of red chip beads, so I had to make a little trip to Michael's. So here we go. Alright, now we can finish our tree. So I call this little tree project the wall decor, fire and ice wall decor. And the reason why is being the fire red beads, and the ice the white Czech beads. On each limb I put 2 Czech beads at the bottom of the limb, and then layered the rest of the limb with the red chip beads. Fire and Ice Tree of Life. Say that fast 5 times. On the sun aspect, I started out with a 3-inch ring, and I didn't have enough beads to cover the whole inside of it, so I made my own ring at like 2 to 2.5 inches, so I'd have enough to complete the sun. Now that I got all the limbs secured, the last thing I do is trim off all the excess wires, make sure they're nice and tight and snug, so none are poking out. And I also did a string of beads here and there around the top of the tree to give it a little more volume. And then I added the little swing. I want to thank you all for joining me today and working on my wall decor, a 10-inch Tree of Life, Fire and Ice. Oh yeah, here's a couple of heart pendants I wrapped. The piece we made here today, the Fire and Ice Tree of Life wall decor, will be available in my Etsy store, and I'll leave a link in the description below. I want to thank you all for joining me and watching. Until the next video, keep on crafting. Thanks everyone. Goodbye.